Throughout history, countless nations have been buried beneath the pages of time, nations that took pride in their immense strength and powerful physiques. But when the punishment of their Lord came, their glory, power, and even their names were reduced to dust. Among them was a remarkable nation whose physical strength and might were said to be unparalleled in the world, the People of Aad. But the People of Aad were not known only for their extraordinary strength. Their way of life, their homes, their food, their immense wealth, and above all, their arrogance were equally astonishing. Today, we will take you on a journey through the complete and authentic story of the People of Aad, from the construction of their homes and their remarkable lifestyle, to their food, their mistakes, their arrogance, and finally, the terrifying punishment that came upon them. The People of Aad were one of the earliest and largest nations to inhabit the earth after the great flood of Prophet Noah, A.S. They lived in the southern part of Arabia, in a region known as Al-Akaf, which today lies across a vast desert and mountainous area between Yemen and Oman. Their lifestyle, way of living, and civilization were so extraordinary that they leave us truly astonished. According to historical accounts, the People of Aad were unlike ordinary humans. They were believed to be extremely tall and physically powerful. Their chests were broad, and their arms were so strong that they were said to crush ordinary stones in their hands as easily as clay. When they walked upon the earth, the ground was said to tremble beneath their footsteps. They did not use mud or bricks to build their homes. They considered building small houses on the ground beneath their dignity. Instead, they carved and sculpted massive mountains, creating vast and magnificent palaces deep within them. The entrances to their homes were so tall and wide that several horse riders could pass through them side by side with ease. The enormous height of these doorways, along with the gigantic marble pillars erected outside them, was a symbol of their power, wealth, and grandeur. Their magnificent city was known as Iram, a city unlike anything the world had ever seen. The palaces they built inside the mountains remained remarkably cool and pleasant, even during the scorching heat outside. They had redirected springs flowing through the mountains into the courtyards of their homes, where they cultivated beautiful gardens and lush greenery. They had no shortage of livestock, fertile farmland, or fresh, sweet drinking water. The food consumption of an average man was so enormous that he was said to be capable of eating an entire roasted animal, such as a whole camel, bull, or sheep, in a single meal. In their kitchens, fires burned day and night, while huge cooking vessels were used to prepare food for thousands of people at once. They also drank water from enormous stone basins and large reservoirs rather than ordinary containers. Their abundant wealth and unparalleled physical strength had filled their hearts with immense arrogance. They considered all the other nations of the world to be insignificant in comparison to themselves. In their pride, they would look toward the sky and say, "Who in this entire world is mightier and more powerful than us?" Their arrogance had reached such a level that they built extremely tall structures and monuments on high mountains and along roadsides simply to display their power. No one was meant to live in these structures. They were built only to intimidate travelers and make them fearful of their strength. Moreover, whenever they gained power over another nation or a weaker person, they treated them with extreme cruelty and oppression, using ruthless violence against them. Instead of being grateful for the countless blessings bestowed upon them by their Lord, the People of Aad made two major mistakes. The first mistake was that after the flood of Prophet Noah, A.S., they became the first nation to return to shirk, polytheism, and idol worship. They had built huge idols out of stone and clay and worshipped them as their gods. Their second mistake was that, intoxicated by their immense power, they oppressed and mistreated the grateful servants of their Lord. In this dark and troubled era, their Lord sent one of their own noble, kind-hearted, and respected brothers, Prophet Hud A.S., as a messenger to them. Prophet Hud A.S. explained the truth to them with great love and compassion. He said, "O my people, worship the one Lord who has blessed you with long lives, great physical strength, and beautiful gardens. Do not waste your time and strength building useless structures upon the mountains, and stop oppressing the helpless. Repent for your mistakes. Your Lord will send down abundant rain of mercy upon you from the heavens, and will increase you in strength." However, intoxicated by their wealth and their abundance of roasted livestock, the leaders of the people of Aad refused to listen to him. They mocked Prophet Hud A.S. and accused him of madness and lying. They even said, "One of our idols must have cursed you, causing you to lose your sanity." Finally, in their arrogance, they made an extremely disrespectful challenge. "If you are truly telling the truth, then bring upon us the punishment that you have been warning us about. Let us see what happens to us." Finally, the first warning from their Lord came upon them: a devastating drought. For several months, not a single drop of rain fell from the sky. Their lush gardens dried up, the mountain springs ran dry, and their livestock began to die of thirst. This was their final opportunity to seek forgiveness for their mistakes and return to the righteous path. But their arrogance had grown so great that instead of repenting, they went before their idols and began praying to them for relief. Then one day, an extremely dark and ominous cloud appeared on the horizon, moving steadily toward their valley. Seeing this, a wave of joy swept through the people of Aad. They thought their prayers had been answered, and that merciful rain was finally about to fall upon the desert. They rejoiced and began celebrating, shouting loudly, "Look! That cloud has come to bring rain upon us." Prophet Hud A.S. warned them one final time, saying, "This is not a cloud of mercy. Rather, it is the very punishment that you mockingly demanded. Within it is a devastating wind, carrying a painful torment." But the people dismissed his warning as a joke and laughed it off. And then, the calamity began, one unlike anything the world had ever witnessed. Not a single drop of rain fell from the sky. Instead, a freezing, violent, and powerful wind swept through the land, its roar like the thunderous cries of 100 lions. Everything this wind passed over was crushed and reduced to dust. The people of Aad, who took great pride in their enormous stature and immense strength, were lifted from the ground by the wind and hurled through the air as if they were nothing more than dry leaves being blown away. The palaces carved into the mountains, their towering gates, and their marble columns were scattered like mere straw before the raging storm. The wind hurled their bodies through the air and slammed them violently into the ground, leaving them lifeless and shattered. Their fallen bodies lay scattered across the land, resembling the hollow, severed trunks of palm trees. This merciless storm did not end in a single hour or even a single day. It continued relentlessly for 7 nights and 8 days. The people of Aad tried to save themselves by locking themselves inside their mountain homes and behind their strong doors, but the wind dragged them out of their homes and hurled them into the open. None of their strategies, strength, or idols could save them. When the storm finally came to an end, on the 8th day, complete silence filled the entire valley. Not a single person from the people of Aad remained alive. Only Prophet Hud A.S. and the few companions who had followed the true path were saved from this terrifying punishment. By his mercy, Allah protected them from the devastating storm. The magnificent palaces of the people of Aad, their city of Iram, their endless wealth and provisions, their towering gates, and their arrogance were all wiped away forever within just 8 days. Their civilization, which had endured for thousands of years, was reduced to dust. This story is a profound lesson for every person and every nation in the world. No matter how much strength, wealth, or magnificent buildings a person may possess, nothing can stand against the wrath of their Lord. The end of arrogance and oppression is always destruction. Even today, when the winds blow across the deserts of Al-Ahqaf, between Yemen and Oman, they serve as a reminder to the world of the destruction of that arrogant nation.